Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 7A. Myself, Ishita Sauryan, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 7th World Conference on Smart Transit Systems, Security and Sustainability, WS4 2023, London, UK. The 7th edition of this conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held in London, UK on 21st August 2023, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today. It happened yesterday, that is 23rd and 24th August 2023. I hope you will all enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations. Each presenter will be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for question and answers. On 10 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session. Professor Sheng Leng Ping, Professor, National Taipei University Business, Taiwan. Dr. Sheng Leng Ping is a professor and director, head of Department of Creative Technologies and Product Design in National Taipei University of Business, Taiwan. He received a PhD degree in computer science from the National Tsinghua Hua University, Taiwan. His research interests are in designing and analyzing algorithms for bioinformatics, combinatorics, data mining, and network areas in which he has published over 100 research papers. We welcome you, sir. I'd like to introduce our next session chair, Professor Vijay Singh.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, sir. Our next session chair, Professor Vijay Singh Rathod, Professor CSE Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center, Jaipur, India. Dr. Vijay Singh Rathod is a Professor CSE and Director, Outreach of Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center, India, and Secretary of ACM Group Jaipur Center, and past chairman of CSI Jaipur chapter, having teaching experience of 20 plus years. His core research areas include internet security, cloud computing, big data, and IoT. He has organized and participated 25 plus national and international conferences of repute. Now, I would like, do we have sir here? We'll wait for sir while we proceed with the papers. I'd like to start with the papers, inviting Prashant Wirtz to present his paper titled A Study on Optimizing the Personalization of Recommendations in Customer Services Using Artificially Intelligent Neural Networks to Improve Electronic Commerce. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, very warm good day to all of you, those who have been present in this session. So my regards to all of you. So can I share my screen?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. Ma'am, just give me a moment. I'm facing some technical glitch actually.
It's all right, sir. Take your time.
Ishita, till then we can move to our next presentation and he can present next.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be moving on with the next presentation. I'd like to invite our next presenter, paper presenter Razib Hayat Khan, please, with the paper titled A Study on Optimizing the paper titled Confirming Secure Interoperability in Mobile Financial Services, Challenges of Data Federation, Cryptography-Based Solution. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm now sharing my screen. So is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, welcome everybody in in this presentation session. So I would like to present my paper on the topic confirming secure interoperability in mobile financial services, challenges of data federation and cryptography based solution. I'm presenting the scenario of Bangladesh. The most of the case study I am just describing in this paper. This is mainly based on the Bangladesh, and I am representing Bangladesh, and I am assistant professor of Independent University, Bangladesh. Here is the content of my presentation. At first, I would like to highlight on my problem description, and then I will move forward to the research question, research objective, literature review, then my solution, and my result, and my future aim. At first, I would like to focus on the problem description. That means the problem I am focusing in this paper. Mobile financial service is a very promising and prospering sector in Bangladesh with emerging challenges. Currently, each MFS provider are functioning independently, utilizing their own platform to provide service to the users. MFS is a financial transaction system that is portable and performed digitally based on the mobile platform. This service is gaining immense popularity and a strong growing business in Bangladesh because of its easy access everywhere, faster transaction mode, and less service cost. Currently, several MFS companies are playing resilient role in the local markets such as Nogod, bKash, UPay, etc., and covers a good number of population rapidly than the conventional banking system, with 41 million active client till January 2022 in an approximate growing rate of 0.6% of each month. However, this service is still limited within the service provider domain, meaning users of one FFS service can only issue transaction among themselves. Therefore, inter-service transactions are almost impossible because of the absence of infrastructure and associated protocols that can facilitate uniform information exchange among the service provider. And this poses a barrier in building a comprehensive framework for MFS services that could benefit millions of users across the country by implementing a secure framework for seamless integration of inter-provider services. So the challenge we are covering, or the challenge we are covering in this research, that means how to discover and lessen the challenges linked to interoperability and security issue when we are having a uniform platform, and so that each MFS provider in Bangladesh can operate their business in cooperative and smooth manner. And to face and to solve this research question, we are trying to provide a proposal on unified platform that is mainly based on the data federation and public key cryptography. What's data federation? A data federation is a collection of database system with the ability of maintaining them in an integrated way, which is more often known as federated database system. This database system is realized by combining data from various sources, and then transformation will be attained to convert them into a unified model so that access of data can be done as a single data source. It is autonomous and can be heterogeneous. So the core concern for implementing the data federation is to bring various data sources under a specific and unified platform. And this study argues that data federation can be effectively deployed for the implementation of a secure, interoperable MFS framework through the integration of services offered by distinct service provider. One more thing, the strength of data federation is comprehended by integrating the power of IBM InfoSphere Federation server accompanied by secure blockchain technology, because we are considering the interoperability, so security may be issue, and power of InfoSphere server that can be act as a data federation is strengthened using data encryption technique with this ease of use nature. And besides, we will use elective curve cryptography, and that is utilized to confirm the security and privacy during information sharing as one of the strong candidate of public key cryptography. And the choice is driven by or influenced by its nature of being the most lightweight cryptographic techniques, which facilitates the use of smaller key to ensure superior security features. And also we will provide some formal analysis of security measures and performance analysis to show the efficiency to apply this technique in our unified framework. And finally, the objective of this paper is to introduce a blockchain integrated data federation framework that will offer the mobile financial service user a coherent, integrated one-stop service for secured inter-provider or cross-platform transaction through the unification of the MFA services. In reference to this research objective, the research contribution of this work is twofold. One is data federation integrated generative system model using IBM InfoSphere server, a data exchange protocol ensuring security and privacy using elective curve cryptography. And to conduct the research, we done some literature review and going through these articles. And while most of the articles is mainly regarding the data integration, while they are providing service in heterogeneous environment, but the problem is while I go through this research literature, that they have lack of large and heterogeneous data sources. Actually, they are not considering very large data sources, and also they have no solution regarding the data interoperability when they are running the service over a heterogeneous network. And when you are just interchanging data in a separate network, that there might be issue of asynchrony. So how they already deal it, they have no clue about this, and lack of concern about privacy and security issue, which we will focus in our work. First, I will have some description regarding my system overview. That means I am providing a service to generate our unified framework. Actually, first, here we are focusing on some participants. The first one is service provider, and the next is the IBM InfoSphere and mobile financial service users. Service providers generates public and private key for other participants. Based on this public and private key, InfoSphere Data Federation server and FMS can perform authentication with each other. After authentication, all participants are ready to share their data. And for the security and for the accountability, all the transactions are recorded in the blockchain. Then we are considering this system model, that is data federation based system model. In this model is realized as a generic platform with data federation utilizing IBM InfoSphere server, which I already mentioned. It's a part of the InfoSphere information server. It enables clients to get and combine information from numerous sources as a single asset. It includes features like ability to aggregate data from several sources, such as Oracle servers, into a unified virtual view and can be manipulated simultaneously, such as inserting, deleting, and so on. It also possesses the ability to access, join, and manage diverse data format from one interface to another, for example, relational, mainframe, and XML. It also enables sharing, viewing, and analyzing data seamlessly. And this illustration of this diagram shows the different MFS data centers relate to InfoSphere with a central dashboard where user can access as they need. The interoperability option in MFS refers to conducting any transaction between different MFS provider without any interruption. Next, we will have another model of interoperability. As the limitation of interoperability is one of the biggest problem in our work, solution of this problem will reveal MFS system finest service from the user perspective. considering this fact, the generic model is expanded to expose this as a model of interoperability for MFS provider, which is shown in this diagram. The illustrated interoperability model is different as it has an additional gateway for facilitating cross-platform operation with the existing system. Here, MNO means mobile network operators that is available in Bangladesh, and also we have some regulatory body from the Bangladesh, such as Bangladesh Bank, Law Enforcement Agency, and Bangladesh Telecommunication Regulatory Commission. Then we will focus our threat model and security model while we are providing the interoperability options through our communication channels. And in that case, we will face challenge to prevent attack done by the hackers or adversaries. So the entities involved in this system are service provider, mobile financial service, and infosphere. Formally, the system consists of a number of MFS, user and service provider, participants, mobile financial service, infosphere, and service provider accomplish their task with the help of a protocol, and this protocol is defined as alpha, through which we will define our threat model and security goals. In course of data exchange, protocol alpha has been used for registration and authentication purpose respectively. The registration process of MFS and infosphere server is initiated by sending registration requests to the service provider. Service provider completes the registration process and provides the public key and private key to the mobile financial service and infosphere server. Every interaction is managed by the blockchain enabled smart contract, and they are preserved in the chain securely. Trusted participants in the network can access the public key of each other when necessary. Both the registration and authentication process will be discussed in our next slide. So to define our protocol alpha, we will first define the system model, and the system model is mainly we have some assumption like in protocol alpha only service providers is trustworthy and other are honest but curious adversaries. These adversaries follow the protocol honestly but try to infer others' data. A middleman adversary is also represented with adversaries, set of adversaries. Adversaries can take control of the public channel by forging, intercepting, and modifying messages. The protocol alpha meets the following security requirements of the supply chains. At first, every participant's private data are private and secure. Secondly, adversaries will fail to infer any information in a key agreement stage and will be unable to gather the session key of the entities. Lastly, adversaries will fail in any impersonate attack, reply attack, and forwarding secrecy attack. So these are the assumptions we are considering in our research. So I will first define the system setup for the alpha. Actually, we are using the electric of cryptography for our authentication. So electric of cryptography is selected by the service provider based on the choosing a large prime number and a function maybe fx. So when the service provider generate the public and private key using these functions, using the large prime number, that will be used for the authentication purpose in our system. Then the registration process between the mobile financial service and service provider when they are provider service in an interoperable mode. In this case, service provider initiates the hash of public key for mobile financial service and encrypt it with the service key for generating a digital signature. The service provider combines the public key of MFS, secret key, and its digital signature, and then service provider commits gather data into the blockchain by calling the smart contract. Publicly available information from blockchain on registration phase are entities, public key, verifiable digital signature, and service provider sign, which is shown in this diagram through this flow. And here we just consider one proposition, such as for alpha protocol alpha. protocol alpha for registration is secured in presence of adversary. And the proof of this method is defined in the paper, so I'm not focusing here again.
Professor,
Yes.
can
yes.
you do a little bit fast because we are running out of time?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
And finally, I will done the authentication process. So in case of authentication process, the interaction between the mobile function and the infosphere conducting the authentication process within the alpha protocol, which is shown here. And FFS initiates the hash binding it in the blockchain every smart contract combinedly with the public key. And subsequently, infosphere server initiate the hash of M2 public and binding it the blockchain every smart contract conjointly with public key. So public key information of this authentication process is public key of the entity, hash of the shared message, and the flow is given in this diagram. So finally, I will define, I will just provide information regarding the performance analysis of this protocol. And we are just focusing on the completion time, comparison of communication cost, and the number of the exchange matches are represented in milliseconds, bits, and counts. Respectively, completion time represents the total number of times required for the mathematical operation. Completion time is calculated from the scalar multiplication, modular multiplication, double scalar multiplication, hashing, and encryption. CC represents the total number of bits required for mathematical operation, and higher CC means excessive use of hardware. Again, EM means total number of transfer messages in between. So high EM is also results into what performance. To calculate the following result, we need to assume the data size in the memory. The size of the hash is 162 bits in our case, and the same size is considered for random numbers generation, identities, and humming weights. Again, 32-bit is the timestamp size, and then we just generate the result, and the total number of CC represent is combination cost is 1200 bit. So finally, I will give some conclusion. Like MFS is an integral part of today's life in Bangladeshi citizen as the world becomes technologically advanced. MFS providers in Bangladesh have their own infrastructure for storing service. And the authors, as authors, we try to employ the IBF Infosphere data servers along with the blockchain to enable secure interoperability option among the MFS provider. And the formal and security analysis has been shown through and has been done in this paper. So with the help of this research, hopefully MFS in Bangladesh will become more auspicious, simpler, and with the help of interoperability operation. Okay, thank you, sir, for your time. And I'm just finishing the presentation part.
Yeah, Professor. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it was a very good research work you have done. So congratulations to you for that. So in your performance analysis, you mentioned that some results you show only. So have you also compared these results with some existing research or something?
Not really, because we don't have any existing platform, but we have some simulated platforms. So from this simulated platform, we have this data collected.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if you compare your results with some existing similar sort of results, so it will be
yes, that will be fine. We have this plan because we don't have this infrastructure available now, so that is very difficult for us to compare this with the. So we just
maybe it's not available in your
yes
labs or nearby labs, but you can get some literature review across the world.
Yeah. That might be a good idea. Yeah,
it's a suggestion only. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be moving on with our next presentation. I'd like to invite Sir Prashant to present his paper titled A Study on Optimizing the Personalization of Recommendations in Customer Services Using Artificially Intelligent Neural Networks to Improve Electronic Commerce, since he couldn't present it during his turn.
Good day to everyone. This is basically my presentation that I have been sharing with you. I won't be taking up much time. So basically, we have proposed a study on optimizing the personalization recommendations for your consumer services using the AI neural networks to improve the basically e-commerce. So basically, we have seen that e-commerce businesses are having a critical breakthrough that is enabling the businesses to basically optimize the procedures, improving the consumer relation, and expanding the operational capabilities. So basically, you can say accessing the consumer data to offer your tailored ideas is responding to consumer service request and enhancing your inventory control. So basically, AI can be used for an additional, you can say, cause in the, you can say with the strategy in mind that we can also use it for detecting the frauds and enhancing your price strategy. So basically with the use of machine learning and e-commerce, businesses are actually now they are genuinely competing and they are offering the best, better, you can say consumer encounters. So basically, what we have been through in this paper, you can say many applications are there like stock management, product recommendations, price strategies to be more effective. So to provide the consumers with a significantly more customized, you can say customized shopping experiences, AI systems are actually capable of processing, you can say, dealing with large, enormous amounts of data with the algorithms and all that. So providing a valuable insight to your past transaction interest and consumer behaviors. Companies like PwC, Merrill Lynch, many numerous companies are there. They have been proposing their systems and frameworks for providing the companies to have a strategies to work out with. These are some of the works that we have gone through our study that we have been carried out by many researchers. They have you can say started the e-commerce application basically with the online advertising, you can say fraud detection, conversion rates and consumer retention is also a factor that they have studied. Combining the, you can say, AI powered search engine results within natural language processing and all that. So rapidly specialized assistants are there in the market. They are basically chatbots that have been developed using the deep learning and the NLP processing algorithms to understand the consumers' inquiries and to provide the relevant responses. So this was our proposed work that we have gone through. So basically, when you are dealing with large amounts of data, so you have to basically pre-process and normalize the data, then handling the missing options. Then you have to go with the feature selection and building your artificial neural network specifically for the, you can say if you want to go with the specific consumer, then customization has been needed. Then you have to train your data, or you can say data model, then comparing with the outputs, repeat until unless your probability of errors have been minimized, accessing your improved performances, testing your this thing. So basically, this was the results that we have got with various factors, considering the company's history, strategies, you can say e-commerce, their presence. So a number of things have been there. This was the model that we have gone through. This was a basic, you can say preliminary analysis right now that we have gone through. The study is still under processing. So performance metrics that we have proposed, we are training sets, validation set and test set accuracy has been there, precision, recall and F1 score. So basically concluding our research, what we can say is that AI technology is fundamentally altering your e-commerce industry, which is used by the e-commerce businesses to improve your pricing strategy and delivering your individualized advice, basically simplifying your exceptional consumer care and genuinely understanding their consumers. So due to virtual assistants and chatbots powered by AI, consumers can actually now find it more easier nowadays to make your online purchases and to obtain the help whenever they need it. So additionally, we can say that AI-enabled e-commerce businesses are betterly managing their inventories, estimating their consumer demands, and saving the cost by data analytics and predictive analytics, what we have found during this preliminary study. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your time. Any questions, please? Thank you.
So it is based on the theoretical study, or you have done some experiments also?
Sir, right now we have actually carried out the data based on survey analysis that was theory based. You can say marketing strategy study with the questionnaires right now. Currently, we have targeted with the BPO industry particularly. We are still trying to apply this to other areas as well. And how the BPO industry has been supporting with your e-commerce applications, like your Policy Bazaar is there, share markets, stock markets, many numerous applications have been there with different kind of demands with the consumers. So basically, we are still, it is a pilot project right now. So you can say in preliminary studies, we have showed it right now.
You have made some survey through questionnaire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, I would like to mention this thing in this, that concern of privacy and extent of sharing the personal data with the other market companies, because nowadays what is happening that companies are sharing their resources actually with the to compete with the, you can say, their standing contenders into the market. So up to how extent they can share the data, how they can invade into your privacy, we are also trying to keep up with the digital content regulatory authorities of India, that how these things can be relevant, they can be regulated with the current existing frameworks and all that. So actually we have been working on to this. So this was just a preliminary study that we have carried out and published. Still, there are more steps to go, sir. I would say that.
Okay, sir. Our best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
So Shing, would you like to ask any question?
Please, 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 may I? Any questions from anyone, if they are interested to ask? Okay. Okay.
No questions more. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. We will be moving ahead with the next presentation. I'd like to invite Sir Heather to present his paper titled Digital Transformation of University Course Filing Using Information and Communication Technologies ICT, a Sustainable Approach. Please go ahead, sir.
You are not audible. Please unmute yourself.
Sir, you're muted.
Hello, thank you for this great opportunity to present our work. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see now.
Yes. Thank you for this great opportunity to present our work of the integration of an online tool to support university educational system in a multi-campus environment. I will be talking today about a very small additional tool of digital transformation on how we can transform course filing into digital format. Basically, digital transformation has become an essential part of modern educational systems, especially with the advent of ICT. Also, quality management is no longer a luxury, but it's an essential tool for all industry sectors, especially in education. And basically, we as a higher educational institution with a very high number of students in Lebanon, it's very crucial to follow quality standards to ensure stakeholders' satisfaction and to maintain organization, students, records to extend period of time in any safe and secure manner. Basically, digital transformation means transforming an organizational core business to better meet customer needs by introducing technology and mainly the ICT. Digital transformation can be a very influential tool for renovating learning. It also can improve the relation between teachers and students. Also, it's be considered as an enabler for the teaching and learning process. Basically, the platform we currently have based on ICT environment used to help students and instructors during the learning process. The main challenge also is for us is to choose the technologies and systems that are suitable and interoperable. Over the past few years, we proposed a comprehensive ICT-based ecosystem that can provide a variety of software tools, which contains a hardware and software that involved in higher education system that can allow the institution to achieve their goals. This ecosystem will provide such a capabilities through the integration module, and this tool will be a very efficient tool for this integration, and it will allow the institution to collect, analyze, and disseminate theories, practices of the utilization of this tool. Basically, also this tool will be a very efficient tool in quality management. Basically, at the end, this is a quality management tool that will be helping the institution over three main aspects: significance of quality assurance, the quality assurance and accreditation, and we will also have a comparison of what is existing. This tool is based on ICT that provide the infrastructure and the support for this digital transformation. Basically, this tool will also allow the institution to have the tool required for accreditations, and it will depend on an assessment that is usually done at a particular point of time, commonly with references to a particular function of the organization. Our higher education institution should include the goal of achieving accreditation from well-established and recognized international bodies, and it's vital for education institutions to have in place an environment that fosters quality management and control. There are several statistical tools that education institution can use. Basically, one of them is required a 360-degree span of a cohort of a full-time students. This is the complete proposed higher education institution that we currently have built it. Basically, this ICT university ecosystem is a complete university information system composed of mainly three layers. The first layer will be the student information system with the main functionality of any student information system. The second layer will be the integrated learning system with the main functionalities to enhance the students' learning experience, and it will provide academic and administrative university management with accurate information analysis and statistical analysis, and mainly the decision support layer for the administration for an advanced decision support system. Basically, this ICT-based ecosystem will support faculty members to measure students' performance, and also we have one of the most important tool, which is the learning management system, which will allow to measure the course learning outcomes and check the mapping of learning outcomes measurement tool, aligning the course outcomes with programs outcomes, and in addition of the monitoring tools. Basically, this tool based on ICT will play a crucial role in supporting powerful and efficient management for administrative and educational sectors. Also, this automated online course file tool will present it to illustrate the convenience and the flexibility. Also, it will allow course coordinators and instructors to collect relevant data with statistical information about the course itself and the students' performance. And this web-based tool is to provide course coordinator and instructors with the access to their archive with a digital repository. This is the model that will be implemented in the faculty model, which will allow instructors, instead of using their rosters and grades, is to have mainly the digital access of course syllabus and course material and course activities, in addition to the complete course assessment and reflections. Basically, will be the interface allowing chairpersons and the chain from instructors, course coordinators, and so on to access this data. This is from the admin part that we will have a tracking system for this information. Also, we will have a report statistical data about the utilization and the accessing of this information. And basically, this proposed solution will involve all departments to support the course coordinators and instructors to find and manage their university course file online. This platform also it will have a personalized experience for each user to improve efficiency, to enhance data management, to improve collaboration, and to increase accessibility, in addition to enhancing security and preserving data integrity, improving users' experience, and having an environmental friendly with a paperless environment. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for such a nice presentation. And your work also seems very nice. Like
Thank
for
you.
the university people, it's a good thing.
Thank you. Basically, we are in the process of implementing it, and we deployed at the beginning of this academic year.
So are you also going to use some artificial intelligence in your model?
Yes, basically we are preparing for the implementation of the artificial intelligence part, mainly on the instructor level while detecting the students accessing this data.
Yes, that will make it better, I think. So
yes,
thank you so much for the nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be moving ahead with our next paper. I'd like to invite Reshu Grover to present her paper titled Job Scheduling for Big Data Processing in Yarn to Enhancing Performance. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving me great opportunity to present my work in the area of big data. And my research paper title is Job Scheduling for Big Data Processing in Yarn to Enhancing Performance. Digital data is growing as the network is growing. An enormous amount of data is gathered from various sources. Big data is a collection of unstructured, structured, and semi-structured data. The major characteristic of such data is its use to have a wide variety of data. To analyze such massive data, one needs to have high computation resource and also the proper use of such resources. Basically, a single machine cannot handle the workload generated by such data. Organization and association benefits for big data analytics because it allowed them to uncover data that would otherwise be hidden. To process massive data sets in a distributed architecture, we use open framework. Open framework this framework is capable of processing, managing, and storing large data by using a cluster of PC, which make a distributed system. MR is a programming model that serves as both a cluster resource manager and a processing engine. Hadoop Yarn, which has a provision for executing many concurrent applications at the same time. Hadoop Yarn has a cluster to run application and maximize resource utilization. It also provides a parallel programming paradigm. It has a distributed framework that provides job scheduling and monitoring. It also has a big data storage with its processing capabilities and analysis of commodity hardware. In this paper, various parameters of Hadoop Yarn are studied. It collaborates the node manager and master for each application. Basically, it underpins a variety of job scheduling approaches as well as a number of strategies for scheduling jobs that rely on cluster resources. The parameter can be tuned for the job running concurrently based on the type of the job that need to be performed and the data size being moved. And the analysis concluded speculative execution, fairness, and locality can easily be handled by basic scheduler provided by Hadoop. The most important concept that is the tuning of parameter. Tuning of parameter, we use a collection of libraries and utilities is set in Hadoop yarn to SC that other Hadoop module require. Hadoop yarn is placed between the processing engines and HDFS setup by client in Hadoop cluster. The resource manager assists with the distributed application. MapReduce changing the job urgency factor, time factor, multi-level queue, sharing domain resources, and can affect the fair and performance of factor. Job scheduling, as well as a number of strategy for scheduling job that rely on cluster resource. For all application, Hadoop yarn framework provide default parameter setup settings. It is not applicable to all applications because they have different characteristics like memory intensive, input output intensive, CPU intensive, or two of these simultaneously. In this diagram, job execution process yarn is presented here. Basically, Hadoop yarn is responsible for tracking the flow of job execution. Main component of Hadoop yarn architecture is a container, application master, node manager, resource manager, and client. The job is submitted by the client to RM. RM further sends the request to the AM, and AM interact with node manager and the application master is started. Each machine has one node manager. Application master is created with a number of applications started, and the node manager is linked with the application master. By default, the application master used to be in sleep mode, and the node manager is responsible for starting the application master, send a request to the container for the scheduling of resource manager, and resource manager for allocating the resources. A container is a place where all resources are allocated for the task to execute. My proposed approach is yet another resource navigator, Yarn, in Hadoop is responsible for scheduling job. 3 daemons are used to carry these functionalities: application master, node manager, and resource manager. This is my proposed approach. And in my proposed approach, there are a number of MapReduce jobs, have a shorter map span and consume less CPU and memory. Each machine has one NF. As we already discussed, the RM is responsible for allocating a job. The scheduler allocates the resources, and node manager is down or the application master is not working. Then the live node manager can directly communicate with the RM. Now, we discussed proposed algorithm in my research paper. Proposed algorithm reduces the time taken to complete a pool of jobs. There are number of jobs in the queue, and if I want to reduce time taken to complete a job, it's depend upon 2 factors, means job type and the size of the job. The resources allocated to the jobs taken from the queue. Now, what we do for allocation of resources, in the list of queue, we select current queue first and denoted as capital Q according to formula, that is a current queue, CQ. And in this formula, CQ is a current queue from where the job is selected for resource allocation. Here, we select these queue which allocation by capacity is very minimum. If data size is minimum, means more time taken to complete a job. After deciding, the current queue size is calculated and the size of the job is calculated based on the processing data. If the amount of data is maximum, means maximum time to complete a job, and the amount of data needed to process. For each job in the queue, we are taking log tan of the input size. Basically, log tan normalize all the data. And Ji is a job from a queue whose size is assigned in Si by taking log tan of the input size. Now, we calculate the average size by finding the size of all the jobs.
Reshu,
Yes, sir.
we are running short of the time, so please do fast.
Yes, sir. Here, n is the total number of jobs. Here, the value of I is 1 to n. Suppose there are 10 jobs in the queue, like S1 to S10 means calculate the size is greater, which size is less. Greater of the size represents in the variable Fj, and job less is represented in Lj. That results in two sets of job based on their size. Now, we focus the demand of resources. The demand of resources of a single map or reduced task, the job are sorted. For example, if total 10 resources are there, J1 use 4 resources and J2 use 5 resources, and the total capacity of resources is 10. In this example, we complete the demand of job 2. And the DRI represents the resource required by the reducer, and the DMI denotes the resource required by the map in Hadoop. Two sets of jobs are prepared now, and the input size of the job are Hj and Lg. After making two sets of job and arranging them in sorted order, the first job Tj1 is selected, and from H set, lambda is 1. Dhji represent the demand for resource. Here, this is the step of my algorithm. Select the current queue, select the input size of a job, find the average size, as we already discussed here. And my algorithm completed in the 7th step. Now, we discuss the result and observation. The parameter configuration for the proposed job scheduling algorithm is made in a pseudo-distributed Hadoop cluster. Pseudo-distributed Hadoop cluster means we use only a single node, but the main thing is that the cluster is simulated, which means that all the processes inside the cluster will run independently to each other, and these are the by default parameters. Now, comparison analysis based on execution time. This observation shows the parameter tuning help to reduce the execution time of job in a Hadoop framework. The execution time is a tuned parameter environment is less than the default environment. The proposed approach evaluation use the word count program and word count sort, graph, permutation generation, etc. Here, the result analysis section in the proposed algorithm is executed in a virtual machine for evaluation. Various applications in Hadoop distributed word count, graph, permutation generation, or inverted index are used to create a job in Hadoop environment. Observations show the parameter tuning. And the conclusion part is proposed parameter configuration is a proposed work is to improve the job scheduling in Hadoop Yarn. A framework with the Hadoop default parameter is also compared, which state that parameter tuning help to improve job scheduling by getting less execution time. The proposed algorithm in this research work can be used to improve the overall performance of the framework, the proper allocation of resource based on the input size and workload. And these are the references. Thank you.
Reshu.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I think your work seems very nice. So can you tell me how did you execute that parameter tuning?
So the algorithm, basically using this type of algorithm, we examine the data set for enhanced performance of a job execution with the help of identifying the best suitable setup of mapper and reducer based on database size. These are the actually the multi-level queue and shared amount resource can affect the fairness and performance of the framework.
And you told that you executed your algorithm on the virtual machine.
Yes, sir. One master node and with one slave node.
What kind of platform you used for that?
So Cloudera.
Cloudera.
Yeah.
Okay. And in your research, what are the limitations so far which you need to improve?
Sorry, sir. Can't listen.
What are the limitations in your analysis? Like in your results analysis?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The limitation is ki if we analyze the wrong parameter, the demand of resource, and it's very harmful for all the research work, and we cannot set the default parameters and wrong parameters together to analyze such data.
I think you have also not compared your results with some other existing similar sort of research.
No, sir.
Have you compared?
Yes, sir. I compared with a single machine. A single machine basically cannot handle the workload generated by some data. So we required one master and with one slave node. The group of machines can together to analyze such data. And many platforms to analyze such big data is Hadoop Yarn, provision of executing current applications.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We'll be moving ahead with our next presentation. I'd like to invite Marvin Abdul to present his paper titled Optimizing Neural Network Performance for Time Series Analysis, Techniques for Improving Output Accuracy. Please go ahead, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Iman Al-Dahan, and on behalf of my colleague, Dr. Marwan Ashur Al-Hamid, I would like to thank all the people, the committee, and the organizers of this beautiful conference for this opportunity to share our research with other authors and researchers on the globe. Thank you very much. I'll see if I could share my screen, and you could tell me, please, if you could see it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay. Our research paper is titled Optimizing a Neural Network Performance for Time Series Analysis Techniques for Improving Output Accuracy. I'll not say the abstract. I will come to the introduction right away. I'll give a brief introduction. This study explores the impact of adding nodes to the input layer of artificial neural networks on time series forecasting outcomes. By increasing the number of nodes, we aimed to enhance the artificial neural network ability to capture patterns in time series data, thus improving predictive performance. Both the simulation and real-world applications are used to demonstrate the effectiveness of this approach. Time series forecasting using artificial neural networks relies on the setup of the input layers, which is influenced by methods like autocorrelation analysis, spectrum analysis, future selection algorithms, and genetic algorithms. Recent research has concentrated on refining input layer design specifically for time series forecasting through artificial neural networks. Collectively, and also we have existing research indicates that artificial neural networks can't be successful in time series forecasting, and the design of the input layer significantly affects result accuracy. Increasing the nodes in the input layer has been found to enhance forecasting accuracy, especially for data with seasonal patterns. Additionally, combining artificial neural networks with other forecasting methods in hybrid models can be particularly effective for complex or non-stationary time series data. The methods that we approached in this research paper is artificial neural networks and artificial neural networks, a RIMA model, and the artificial neural network and time series. If we see here in the figure 2, of course, the data we took from the Ministry of Electricity, Iraqi Ministry of Electricity, from the date from the 1995 till 2001. It was the most constant period for energy sales in the region. So to analyze the data, the study utilized 3 different methods, as I said. The traditional artificial neural network. This method involves utilizing time series techniques and principles to process and interpret the data. And we have the ARIMA model. proposed artificial neural network method. This approach incorporates causal models within its methodology. It aims to capture the relationships and causality in the data to improve analysis accuracy. And the third model is the ARIMA model. It's the autoregressive integrated moving average. This is a classical statistical approach for analyzing time series data for focusing on autoregressive and moving average elements. These methods were employed to synchronize the data and draw meaningful insights. Each method offers a distinct analytical perspective, potentially leading to valuable findings about the energy sales trends in Baghdad during the specific period. Figure 3, it displays the partial and autocorrelation functions of the series. The figure highlights that the series exhibits uneven seasonality length, which is supported by both the autocorrelation and partial autocorrelation functions. This irregularity in seasonal duration is attributed to the interferences occurring between months leading to fluctuations in the seasonal patterns. Based on a statistical analysis, it has been observed that the increasing number of nodes in the artificial neural network input layer enhances the accuracy of predictions. The outcomes indicate that this approach surpasses the performance of the traditional ARIMA model, which assumes a constant seasonality length in the time series data. If we go to the comparison, we made a comparison between the three methods. We see in table 2 present a comparison and analysis of the methodologies employed in this study. The evaluation is based on several performance metrics, including mean absolute error, mean squared error, and root mean square error, mean absolute percentage error, and the coefficient of determination R2. The table provides a comprehensive overview of how each approach performs in terms of these metrics by examining the values for the MAE and MSE and RMSE and MAPE and R2. Readers can gain insights into the accuracy, precision, and overall fit of each methodology in relation to the study's objectives. This comparison aids in assessing which method yields the best predictive performance and how they fare against one another based on the chosen evaluation. The suggested approach of neural network input modeling yields the best results in terms of statistical criterion analysis and fitness trend. This is because the traditional method relies on the same approach as Box-Jenkins models in diagnose and model building, assuming the regularity of the seasonal length, although the series under investigation is irregular in seasonal length. On the other hand, the proposed method can accurately and more robustly model these series by taking advantage of the learning, training, and self-adaptation properties of neural networks based on causal models and without building a mathematical model. Additionally, there is a significant similarity in the results of the criteria and fitness trend between the Box-Jenkins method and the traditional method in modeling artificial neural networks. The conclusion of our study, we found that the study found that increasing the number of input contracts of the artificial neural network improved its outputs, resulting in outputs that match the inputs and achieve desired results. The improvement rate in the output result reached 51%. Both Jenkins technique and the artificial neural work approach were evaluated for this usefulness in diagnosing the model to select inputs, and the study concluded that the two approaches provide equal outcomes. However, for irregular data behavior, the artificial neural networks approach outperforms the ARIMA methodology. The statistical criterion result confirmed a significant difference between the results of the methodologies between ARIMA and the artificial neural networks and methodology artificial neural networks proposed, while there was also a significant similarity in the results of of both the ARIMA and the artificial neural networks. The second conclusion that the study highlights the relative scarcity of research and studies in this field. So the study findings provide insights into the potential application of artificial neural networks in time series analysis and forecasting. Thank you very much, and I hope I was good in making you reach what I found in this research paper. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for such a nice presentation.
Thank you very much. And this is there are the references here. Thank you.
So yes, can you tell me what are the limitations of this research?
Well, the limitations are in the data. You know, we have to get a real live data from the universities or ministries. We have done a lot of research on this subject of artificial neural networks. We have applied it for predicting the value of the dollars in 25 years to come, or the oil production. So we have done a lot of research on this, and we have found it a very great method to get the real and a good prediction for the values in the future. The limitation is in our country, in Iraq, we still have not yet come to apply these kind of methods. You know, the world is going towards the artificial intelligence now, but we are still in the starting to apply it now. So the limitation is the limited people or the limited ministries that they do these kind of methods. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be moving ahead with the last presenter of the evening. I'd like to invite Mamadou to present his paper titled Use Virtual Reality to Improve Customer Experience in Financial Institutions, a Metaverse Impact Study. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. I'm Mr. Mamadou. I come from Senegal at Thiès University. I go to present my article. Excuse me, some minutes. Yes. Slide. I go to present my article. The topic is use virtual reality to improve customer experience in financial institution, a metaverse impact study.
Sir, sorry to disturb, but your screen isn't visible.
The study of virtual reality to customer experience in financial institution operating in a highly competitive environment, constantly seeking differentiation and customer loyalty. Innovative solutions offers immersive experience and conversion of prospect into customer. An immersive, specific, more interactive customer experience compared to traditional marketing methods. We have here sales funnel, who represents the process of transforming a prospect into. Yes. Repeat, please. Are you see my presentation?
Yes, sir. It is now visible.
I can continue my presentation.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. Okay. Actually, yes. Actually, I present the sales funnel that represent the process of transforming a prospect into a customer with market potential, the suspects, prospect, and customer with awareness, interest, and design in action. For some time now, virtual reality has found a significant place into the financial sector. It has enabled the improvement of service offerings and operational efficiency. We have here a trading immersion, an image that represents trading immersion, and by visualizing interactive 3D environment, visualizing 3D products and services, customer confidence is reinforced, thereby improving the customer experience. Virtual reality makes it possible to dive into a persistent and shared financial metaverse. It is a financial institution whose objective is customer loyalty through differentiation and empathy. The customer experience is therefore a major issue for them who have increasingly demanding customers in terms of quality of service. We have here a customer immersion in the virtual back office in the financial institution. In this institution, virtual reality improves operational efficiency. It is interactive while promoting the fluidity of information. It offers online banking services with better interaction and the possibility of exploring a diversity of financial products and making loan simulation. For finance, it offers several advantages, including the creation of immersive universes that improve the customer experience and the visualization and manipulation of financial products in 3D. It has already been implemented in several financial institutions for virtual investment portfolio management, employee training, creation of immersive work environment for collaboration, and simulation of risk management scenarios. We have here an image that represents a customer immersion in metaverse in virtual environments. Virtual reality and for the customer immersive virtual environments, that mean metaverse, make it possible to view its portfolio of financial products, finger touching the various titles, more easily understand the manipulations, track investment performance, assess the potential impacts of different investment strategies. The limit of using virtual reality are firstly standardization and conceptual approaches, training of financial experts, and monitoring and evaluation of results. Investing in security is crucial to ensure optimal performance and protect sensitive customer data. For our conclusion, we can say that the metaverse through virtual reality is a promising innovation that is transforming the financial industry by offering a more interactive, collaborative, and customer-centric approach. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fine. So, what was your base paper for
Yes,
that research?
I hear you.
So, can you tell us what is your the base papers which made the motivation for this research? Any paper you studied that is related to your research?
I don't understand your question. Repeat, please.
Okay, like for doing this research,
English.
have you studied some literature review?
What your
Would
question?
you like to refer any references for the literature review?
I hear you. You like to know what?
Yes. So in what was the limitations in your literature review? Literature review.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This brings us to the ending of our presentation. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation, contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during the 7th version and all the previous 6 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 8th version in 2024. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Furthermore, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of WS4 2023. I'd also like to thank our session chairs, Dr. Vijay Singh Rathod and Dr. Dr. Shane Rangping, for chairing the session. A token of appreciation to the chairs on behalf of Team WS4 2023 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence, sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much to all of you, and congratulations to all of you.
Now, I'd
See you
like to
soon.
request, sure, sir. I'd like to request everyone to turn on your camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference. Please turn on your cameras. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and take care.
Thank you very much.